This is a 2016 Tuscany 44MT bath and a half, built by a company that owns Airstream and Tiffin. Today, we're gonna have some fun as we take a close look at this one-owner Tuscany. So this has a 10,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator that has an automatic gen start system and a power management system, which will actively manage 120 loads. And if you start to overload it, it will reduce non-critical loads and can even use the inverter and battery bank to help out in times of peak load. And all of this happens behind the scenes. The divide between a one-piece windshield and the rest of the fiberglass body is very proportional in this coach. The reflective accenting piece that goes across the face and connects with the headlights is about the same width as the mirrors as well. And it's not just on the face you'll find proportionality. So as you come around on the driver's side of the coach, you'll notice this has a full wall slide. And mounted on that full wall slide, we have two window awnings that both have aluminum shrouds to protect them when they're rolled up. Now those window awnings are covering hair frameless windows that vent out to allow free flow of air when you have any of your three fantastic fans on. So up front on both sides of the coach, you'll notice access to your 150-gallon diesel fuel tank. Now over here we have an access panel to the back of our household refrigerator, and there's a couple vents on this slide out as well. One is for your microwave and the other is for the dryer and your washer dryer stack setup. As I'm sure you're starting to see, the coach is beautiful. The paintwork is brilliantly smooth, and the design is genius. Down the sides, there's a wave that crashes down over the face, and the wave itself looks like it pops out of the body because there is a shadowing of black along the edges of it. The dark paint is wonderfully accented by these icy blue colors, and towards the back, that icy blue departs from the wave and is alone out over the silvery metallic that serves as the background to the wave. The shadowing combined with this unique pattern make some of the paint look like it's hovering above the surface from certain angles. This style is a breath of fresh air that breaks free from the typical, and it turns almost everyone's head. Now this has a 15,000 pound towing capacity as well, which is pretty superb for a coach like this. And your radiator is located right here on the back of the coach, just like a Tiffin Phaeton. And the hitch is easy to get to. You're not gonna have any trouble putting on safety cables or attaching your pin. And I love the fact that when you throw this bus into reverse, an incredible array of reverse lights illuminate what's behind the coach. And two of the docking lights on the sides of the coach that angle towards the back also come on to assist. This makes backing up at night much, much easier. The styling back here is on point. The fiberglass has these ripples in it that stem from this glossy black grille that cover that radiator. And right on top of that glossy black grille, we have a Tuscany insignia that's also sculpted upwards along with those ripples. So at all four corners of the coach, there are little chutes that will take the rainwater coming off the top of your coach and redirect it in order to reduce the amount of streaking that you'll get when it rains on your coach. Now this is not to be confused with the drainage system for the air conditioning condensation because it has specific chutes that come out under the coach for that. These chutes are made to reduce the streaking, and I love that they thought about that. And also reduces the amount of water that will run over your slide outs as well. So this coach has AccuRide aluminum wheels all around, and I think they accent the dark colors in this coach very well, especially the metallic dark colors. Now we have an entertainment system in this front slide out, and it has a smart TV as well as additional speakers. So if you have a big area or you're at a loud event, you'll be able to hear your sound system. Now we have a 12-volt Carefree of Colorado flat electric patio awning, and this is mounted on the slide out to give you the maximum amount of coverage. Now we'll also have a Carefree of Colorado electric door awning, and that will give you nice protection if it's raining outside, you're fumbling with your keys or anything like that, that'll save you. Now I love the fact that not only the patio awning has LED lights mounted in it, and bright LED lights mind you, But the entrance awning also has LED lights mounted in it. And I find that to be a nice touch. I'm glad that they're starting to put them on the entrance awning as well. Now, a small artifact about these Carefree of Colorado awnings is they are 12 volts, so you don't have to run your inverter. So if you want to pop your awnings out real quick, you can do so with ease without having to start your generator, be plugged into shore power, or have your inverter on. Now, not only are your electric entrance awning and patio awning made by Carefree of Colorado, but all of your slide-out toppers are also Carefree of Colorado's, and they each have their own aluminum shroud to protect them from the elements when the slides are closed. So normally I like to start my interior tours on the front of the coach and work our way towards the back. And on most Class A diesels, that means we start with the living room space and end up in the bedroom. This coach being a front kitchen floor plan, this area is the kitchen and the middle space is your living room area. And I absolutely love this floor plan. And on top of the floor plan being convenient, it makes much more sense when you're actually staying in the coach and it feels more like a home in here. Let's start with this kitchen space right here. So your main galley space is right here. You've got your Whirlpool household refrigerator, and this thing is pretty huge. You know, that's one of the many benefits of having a household is there's a lot more space. You also have an ice maker and a filtered water setup. Now down below, we have our freezer, slides out. We have doors here. A lot of space, a lot of freezer space. That's one thing you get a huge upgrade with on these household refrigerators. Now, to the right of this household refrigerator, we have this beautiful little pantry area. And this is all solid real wood. The sliders feel excellent. They're probably those ball bearing sliders. And they lock in place too. So in the back, it feels like they've got one of these little pieces to lock it. So even if, you know, this piece gives way, because these also have latches, you'll still have protection from this sliding out. If you've got a bunch of heavy canned goods in there or something, and you're on a hill, you're parked on a hill, you pulled over, you're not gonna open this door and you're gonna get whacked in the head with cans. That's not gonna happen here. So this is a cool little space, and you see all this beautiful woodwork around the refrigerator as well. This is kind of an interesting piece. Most times refrigerators are slapped up against the wall, but not in this case. It's got a whole wood framework around it with all these beautiful accent pieces. And to the left of the refrigerator, we have the rest of our kitchen space. And the appliances include a dual true induction stove. Down below that, we have a Fisher & Paykel dishwasher. And up above, we have a Whirlpool microwave/convection oven. And this is a really sizable microwave. By the way, Kaya and my sister have both just given this coach a fantastic detail. So when you come in here and look at this microwave, it's super clean. The same goes for this refrigerator as well. When you open it up, we've got some baking soda in here. It's super clean. They just detailed this coach and they got in all the details, you know, and made sure that this coach is gonna be super clean and basically ready for you to just start using it when you come in. You're not gonna open up a sink like this and find some super dirty grime built up on there. We've got clean sinks here. This is a hard surface sink with 2 pieces that fit in. And by the way, I think this is a Corian. They've stopped putting those Corian little dimes or pennies, whatever you want to call them, that signify it's as Corian, but it certainly looks like Corian. Whatever it is, it's a hard stone surface, and it looks incredible. It's got all this cool texturing in it. It's super smooth, but it looks like it has texturing in it. And on the sides, what they did is they made it look like a piece of granite. You know how granite will have that grain in it? They made it look like that, and I absolutely love this stone. It's beautiful. When you see pictures and videos of it, it looks so cool, it looks fake. I also love this beautiful backsplash we have here, and they're just this solid piece of stone. This is a gorgeous little backsplash. And there's a window, of course. Now, one thing about this kitchen I really like, we have a fantastic fan vent right here, push button. You operate it with a controller over there, and there's a vent. So all of those frameless hair windows, I could be pronouncing hair wrong, I don't know. They vent out, and they all have screens, so you don't have to worry about bugs or anything coming in. You just screw that to the right, and you have a little vent. You turn this fan on, perfect airflow just for the kitchen. This is a great setup. Now, one of the reasons I really like the front kitchen floor plan is because this space just makes more sense. It makes more sense to have your living room up there and your kitchen here. And the reason I say that is because whenever I'm eating personally, and you might find this to be different for yourself, but for me, whenever I'm eating, I love having a great view out of wherever I'm sitting. I want to have, if I go to a restaurant, I want to be able to see my car and have a great view. That's why this setup is so great in my mind. Because when you're sitting here, you have this huge front window space. Your one-piece panoramic here, these huge pieces on the side. And another thing is, these chairs swivel and they make more sense to eat in. They make much more sense that way, especially this chair right here. When you swivel, you've got this little piece right next door and even a cup holder. That's made for when you're on the road, but it's very useful if you need, so this will extend right there and then you can put fold out chairs so you can seat 4 people very easily. And as you see, you've got this huge piece of added space over there so you can put down all your food, your pots and pans, whatever you've cooked, it can all sit over here very comfortably. This extends out and you can seat 4 people here, but if you need to seat more people than that, if you need to seat those people, you can have them sit right here or of course on your couches. And this is a usable space. You can have a drink here. I think I'm harping on this because I've been in way too many situations where we're packed in a coach and I'm eating on the couch, like trying to balance my little drink and trying to find a place. This is a legitimate added space, and the TV isn't located up here either. So you don't bonk your head walking in and out of the coach. You have a whole lot more space when you walk up through here. As you can see, I'm standing on the very left of this super duper wide stepwell, and I'm just standing here. I'm about just under 6 feet tall, no problem at all. Even if you're a little taller than me, still no problem at all. There's a whole lot of headroom up here. It feels a lot less claustrophobic. Let's make our way to the living room area. So this is the living room space, and I think this space feels more like a home than any other living space that I've seen on a coach. Even buses that have L-shaped couches but are faced that way and the living room space is in the front of the coach don't hold a candle to this setup. When you're in this space, it feels more like a private living room than anything else. And that is one of the big reasons I love the front kitchen setup. Now on top of that, we have this beautiful little fireplace and a huge Sony Smart TV right above it. Now that fireplace can be on like it is right now just for display, but you can also turn it on and use it as an electric heater. And I love the little piece of stone that they put above the fireplace. It looks gorgeous. And all the woodwork in the bus, even around the fireplace, around the refrigerator, around the windows, all is high quality woodwork and it looks fantastic. Now over there, of course, we have our L-shaped couch. And this part right here will go in and be retracted when you're traveling or if you just want a little more space in the coach and you don't want that out for some reason, but I would always have that extended because it looks great. And actually, surprisingly, you've got an air mattress under here and it looks like this. And you could easily sleep 2 kids here very comfortably on this air mattress, and I could even sleep here too. It's a little shorter than what I would want in a bed, but I would have no problem even then. So even though this does have sleeping arrangements, it's a huge, comfortable couch, and you would never know that you could actually turn this into an air mattress. Also, all the lighting is great, LEDs everywhere. You've got lights all up under here on both sides of the coach, so you have great reading lighting if you're sitting down here, especially at night. And there's a lot of storage space as well. The storage space is everywhere, all throughout here, on the other side, in the front of the coach. So there's a lot of storage space. I'm not mentioning it all because it would be quite frankly a boring video if I did that. Now over here on the other side of the coach, we have another couch that's directly in front of the TV, and this has a queen size air mattress underneath. What you do is you pick this up, the legs automatically come out, and then you fold it back and you've got a queen size air mattress here that's much more comfortable than any spring mattress that they have folded up in these couches. By the way, every single window in this bus is covered with these slow rise day and night shades. They're super easy to use and provide you with total blackout at night.
Also, I was going to mention, you say LED lights, but also you should mention that they're like warm tone, not like the annoying like bright white LED lights. That's how
okay, go ahead then. Go ahead then.
Okay.
And one thing I should mention about the LED lights is that they're more warm-toned LED lights. They're not like you walk into some interrogation room. They're not those type of LEDs. Above this living room space, we've got this gorgeous accent piece that has lighting behind it. And it's all this solid wood. There's 2 levels of it, so it's popping out of the ceiling. It looks great. Now right here we've got a half bath that's connected to this entire space up front, totally separate from the back. And I love the fact that there's Corian everywhere. There's a lot of storage. We've even got a little heater right there, so if it gets cold in here in the morning, you can turn that on. And this does have a central vacuum system, and that right there is where you can sweep things and just let it vacuum that up real quick. There's also a place where you can connect a hose, and by the way, notice it has a sink in there, medicine cabinet space, its own fantastic fan, and a frameless window that can vent out. So you can easily you know, not let anyone else in the coach know what's going on in here. You just open that up, turn the fan on, you're all good. But there's actually a good bit of space in here for a half bath. Like if I'm standing right here at the front of the toilet, there's still about 1.5 feet, 2 feet in front of me, and you have your own sink too, which is great. Now right here, before we get into the bedroom, which is behind this beautiful sliding pocket door, we have a couple things to mention. One is this Whirlpool washer dryer stack setup. You got the dryer up top, of course, and then the washer down below. And to the right, we've got a huge amount of storage right here for anything you want to store right by your washer dryer. A lot of storage. This is an adjustable shelf. You can add shelves in here too if you wanted to. What did you want me to mention? And now let's step into the bedroom. And before we do that, I wanted to point out that this piece right here matches the design on that ceiling piece. And the same can be said for the sliding pocket door going into the master bathroom. And I have to give credit where credit is due. That was Kaya's little thought right there. So I had to point it out. And it is true. There are little things like that. You know, if you're like me, you're not constantly looking at little patterns and stuff around a coach. They contribute to everything feeling like it's just one piece in here. Everything's connected as far as design goes. There's nothing out of place. So this slides out of the way, and we can take a step into our bedroom area here. So in the bedroom, we have a king-size bed, individual reading lights, and each side has its own little Corian countertop, storage space, and outlets. Not to mention the storage up above, and that gorgeous headboard back there that's accented by this beautiful woodwork. It looks fantastic. In the morning, you can get great lighting through those windows over there, and you can open those up too to let air in. Now, a small little artifact down there, there's a little access panel that gives you easy access to the bottom of your shower back there. And over there, we have another access panel that gives you very easy access to the back of your washer dryer. It's nice having access panels. I can tell you from experience, RV techs love to have more access. They absolutely can't stand when things are not accessible and are much more difficult to work on, much more expensive to work on. Now over here, we've got a lot more storage space, and I like this because this piece pops out. It's like a little hanging system, and you can pull that out and see what's going on. You also have these little drawers here, and these all just feel super well built. I like the little hole in them so you can just grab them with ease. All the cabinetry feels pretty well made. You've got a lot of drawers down below, and I love this sort of two-step Corian countertop here. You can put a lot of stuff on top. It's just nice to have all the countertop space, and they did something. Instead of just putting a wardrobe over here, they added the countertop space on top because all these drawers provide you with plenty of space. Now we have a little emergency exit right here, so that whole thing will pop out if you need to escape the coach for some reason from back here. We have a Sony Smart TV up above and more beautiful woodwork all back here on this full wall slide. And this right here is the controller for your fan. So you've got a 2-stage fan up top just to move air around if you like to have a fan on at night. And there are pieces like this all around the bus. There's one up front in the living room space, and there's one back here, and it looks fantastic. Now my girlfriend just pointed out, rightly so, that they didn't do this for looks. And that's so typical of me saying, oh yeah, they did this for looks. They did this so you have these super deep drawers. These are really deep drawers. So you can put a lot more in here. Instead of having 8,000 small drawers, you have 3 really large drawers down there. And I love that. That's a great artifact. I'm glad you pointed that out. Now, as we take a step back here into our master bathroom space, you'll notice there's a good bit of space back here, and this is all tiled. We have an access panel right here for our 8.9 liter Cummins ISL, and this is a sizable shower. If I step in here, I've got a good bit of space around me, and these 2 pieces just slide and close like that, and these are probably some of the best sliding doors you can get on the coach. This is a tempered glass frame. This is glass. And there's a magnet strip on there with a seal. Each side has its own seal. So all you do to close it is that. And it just clicks closed. It clicks shut, and you're not going to have any leakage or anything like that. And if you forget to lock this like that, it's not going to fly open on you. You know, you'd have to do something serious to get this to fly open. The magnets will hold that thing there. Now over here we have a very large wardrobe space, and look at the design here. So we not only have these little tabs, you flip that tab up and it unlocks. There's also a standard clip tab there that'll hold it in place. Now this back here is great. We've got it carpeted. There's a shoe rack right there. Another wardrobe rack up here. We've even got LED lights back here to give you light. And a free ironing board. That comes free of charge. Check out those chairs. They've never been used. They're still in the plastic. Isn't that nuts? That's crazy. There's 2 chairs right here, and they're brand new. So, ready to go, ready to be used. Yeah, this coach is in really good shape. Low miles, 1 owner, kept in a pole barn, super clean bus. Now we've got a toilet over here, a Tecma. It's a push-button toilet, porcelain. Back there, all the nice accent pieces of stone, and a nice sizable sink right here with a vanity up top. And I love this window. They frosted the window. They did the same thing with the half bath, but you can't tell from the outside. You can't tell that this is frosted. It just looks like a nice, sleek, frameless window. And you can, again, pop that open and turn your fantastic fan vent on to have nice airflow. And, you know, when you open this, on other coaches that have frosted glass, but the older ones, where you have to slide this up, you lose that frosted. This, when you pop it out, you're not losing any privacy at all, and you still have your window open for nice airflow. Now right here we've got little hooks, so you can hang a lot of towels right there. That's a small artifact that I find some coaches don't have. You need places to hang your dang towels besides just throwing them over the top of the shower. And I like that they did that. So I think that's about it on the interior here. Let's go do the best thing on these videos, at least my favorite bit. The driving portion. All right, getting on the highway now. I've driven this coach a couple times before. And by the way, I've spent a lot of time with this coach already. And you know, I could tell you a lot of things about it, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of these luxury coaches, until you own them for like a year or two, and even then, you'll still be finding out things about them. So this has side cameras, and this has this massive 10-inch screen over here. So I have a clear view of all of my cameras. And that's huge when you're making, you know, when you're trying to make sure there's no one in your blind spot. Now, so far, the coach is driven butter smooth. The turning radius is excellent, and I like this little thing. I can sit here and play with it. Now, we've got new tires on the front here, and let me set cruise control. Let's see, VIP. I was looking around for it. I've been driving too many Prevos. I was like looking for it over there. Coach feels good. Not many squeaks and rattles at all, really. Let me change lanes. That is fantastic. Yeah, that is fantastic. I just glance over. I get a quick and huge, easy view. I don't have to strain at all. I just look over. There it is. We're at 65 miles an hour. The power is pretty good too. Put my foot into it. We're at 70 miles an hour now, and
warning.
it'll tell you if you're going too fast. You can turn that off if you want, but if you want it to, it will warn you when you're going over the speed limit. Yeah, the coach drives excellently. I can sit here and just hold it with a pinky finger. Let's see, no pull whatsoever. The wind noise is pretty good. Very good in here, very low wind noise. And the rattles and squeaks are minimal. I mean, there's a couple here and there, but minimal. And obviously any RV you're gonna have, there's gonna be a little squeak here, there's gonna be a little rattle here. If I hit a bump, I hear a couple little things here and there, but way above average. Way above average. And I hope this is sensitive. To be honest with you, you're probably going to pick up a good bit of stuff in here, but I don't know exactly what it's going to pick up. I'm going to look once I'm editing this, how much is picking up. Historically, these pick up a good bit. And I actually really like this. I really like this spinner thing here. I really like it. It's very easy to keep the coach in the lanes, and it's a lot less work than. For some reason, it's a lot less work to keep this up there. And you can sit there and play with it the whole time too. So, exhaust brake is great. We're on low mode right now, believe it or not. gonna flick that up into high mode. It's a 2-stage Jake brake. That's superb. We just slowed down from about 60 and we're down at 20 miles an hour. And I haven't touched the brakes yet. 15 miles an hour. And right around 14, you gotta actually hit the brakes. So this coach will slow you down to 14 miles an hour, and the only time you've really gotta use your brakes, if you play this right, is under 14 miles an hour. Isn't that pretty incredible? Even if you're towing something, that's when these exhaust brakes and these Jake brakes are really nice, is when you're towing something. But even if you're not, you know, it's a good bit of weight, and being able to let your brakes, you know, live vacation, be retired. If you want your brakes to be retired, use the Jake brake. Because, and by the way, there's a squeak. I'm not gonna lie. There's a squeak when you make a turn. Sometimes the slides will squeak a little bit. You know, this is natural. The body's gonna flex on these coaches. Any coach, the body's going to flex, and it's gonna change. You know, it's gonna flex and make things squeak a little bit, and that happens occasionally. If you're turning, you flex the chassis a little bit. But other than that, I mean, I'm legitimately impressed with this coach. The lack of rattles and squeaks is pretty great. And the steering feels good too. Independent front suspension, pretty modern stuff and technology with this XCR chassis. And we have an automatic tag dump as well. So if you start, you know, it'll automatically tend to your tag wheels, but you can manually dump your tag as well. Oh yeah, I love steering with this. I just feel so cool. And you know, it is really helpful if you're in a tight parking lot and you're having to throw around the wheel a lot. That is when this wheel is really helpful. But I mean, even on the highway, I'm enjoying using this wheel. This coach is really easy to drive. That's probably an important takeaway from my experience so far, is this coach is really easy to drive. Not intimidating at all. You get in it, it's a Freightliner chassis, XCR, tag axle, you got a 450 in the back, straightforward powertrain setup, 3000 series Allison transmission. And I mean, it steers great. These, oh my gosh, I would turn that off, and I might do that actually. That would drive me crazy. The steering, it steers dead straight. I mean, I can just leave it here like that. No problem. And we're on a lucky day today. There's not much wind and stuff going on like that, because that really does have an effect on these big walls. But, I mean, overall, I'm going to set cruise control. Overall, it's a great driving experience. Yeah, anyone can come in here. This coach is not intimidating at all to drive. And I love seeing everyone look at it, too. It's gorgeous. So we're hitting a corner here. Handling it well. Not much body roll at all, which is what you want. Oh, I got to floor it out of the corner.
Speed warning.
Wow, that is butter. That is absolutely butter. Oh, yeah. This thing can move. So come off of it. I'm gonna get a speeding ticket. That'd be pretty funny. If I ever get a speeding ticket, I'm definitely leaving the camera recording so you guys can all experience me getting a ticket in a bus. It hasn't happened yet, but you know, it might happen at some point. I'm not gonna lie. This thing feels butter. I think it likes higher speeds. It feels smoother at higher speeds. That's hilarious. This is a fun coach. This is normally our exit right here. That's our exit. I'm skipping this exit. I want to stay on the highway, and I'm enjoying this. This is always my favorite part of these test drive videos. Oh yes, this coach rides excellently. It's got this nice slithery feel that you want from a tag axle, but just enough of that float too. Low exhaust brake. Need to shave off some speed. Let's go into high exhaust brake there. And I gotta decelerate. Car's going so slow. They don't know nothing about speed. I'll show them. I'll show them in this big 45-foot bus. Actually, I take that back. It's 44 foot and like, I don't know, 10 inches or something. Not technically 45 feet. It's a 45-footer. Yeah, coach is butter. Look at this. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, this is it's a great driving bus. Look, it's a 16 with 21,000 miles, one owner, kept in a pole barn. You really, I mean, this thing is like brand new. It's not perfect though. It is like brand new, okay? If you're gonna buy a used coach, let me rephrase that. If you're gonna buy any coach, including a brand new coach, they're probably going to have flaws. Okay, we've heard from customers who've taken their coaches to service centers, and they see all these brand new coaches, and he said, "Hey, can I see a new Essex?" And they said, "No, we don't have any new Essex." He said, "What? I've seen a couple new Essex up on the lot." He said, "Oh, those are all in for service." And he asked him, "How far out is your service?" 4 months. 4 months. Imagine buying a new coach, a new $500,000 coach, and then you gotta wait 4 months for them to fix the kinks on your brand new coach. What are you gonna do, fix it yourself? It's a brand new coach. There's warranties. You don't wanna spend money on your brand new coach. You just coughed up $500,000. You've already lost 50 grand in depreciation, and now you can't even use it because the service center is 4 months out. If you wanna buy a new coach, it's not even about money right now. It's about time. Do you want to actually go out there and use your coach? You want to go buy a brand new coach and wait for 4 months? Because let me tell you, new coaches have kinks. Not all of them, and it really depends on the bus you have, but even brand new Prevost conversion buses have problems. It's just, look, there's a lot of systems going on here, and these manufacturers, they don't go out and camp in them to make sure they're brand new. We do. We stayed in this coach. We know what's wrong and right with it. The new manufacturers, you go buy a brand new coach from, they're not going to know exactly. They haven't used it. So, look, I'm not trying to dog brand new coaches. Well, I take that back. I am trying to dog brand new coaches. There is a place for brand new coaches, okay? I get it. But you have to be able to, there's a place for them. This coach was bought brand new. So overall, what I'm saying is buy this coach, a 4-year-old coach that you're getting basically like 50-60% off, and the kinks have been worked out. So we're back at the storage now, and I'm gonna demonstrate why I love this wheel. Yeah, look at over there. Welcome to the storage, ladies and gentlemen, where we get within inches every single day just to move a coach from one spot to another. This is where I learned how to drive these things, around here. And I was driving, we've been here for like 12 years. I was driving before that, but this is where I've really been able to work on my driving skills because, like I said, you get within inches everywhere around here. You get inches within trees, other coaches, poles. Let me show you real quick. You've been watching me swing this around. I'm gonna back into one of these aisles here. And so you do this, out a little bit, and then like that. I'm not going to say much, I'm just going to let you watch. But this wheel is very nice for these situations like this. When you just want to, you got a lot of adjustments to do. And see, now we're back in the aisle. So you see, in a lot of situations like that, that's where you want to be using this wheel. Because you're throwing the wheel around, you're making a lot of little adjustments. That's a lot of work. And the gentleman who, there's a couple that own this, and the gentleman, he drove this coach. He actually had a Prevost bus before this, and they fell in love with the floor plan. That's why they bought this coach. It's a gorgeous coach. But he had, he just wanted to stop straining his back so much. That's why he put this wheel. It was hurting his back, and I can see that. I mean, if you're in there, you're constantly driving and you're doing all this stuff, throwing the wheel around, that can add up. And this takes a lot of effort out of steering. So I'm just gonna back it back into place here. So the cockpit area is laid out very well. There's a good bit of storage, a convenient cup holder spot, and there's a VIP smart wheel that allows you to control a lot of things at your fingertips and makes driving a whole lot easier. We also have a button just for the baggage lock and unlock, because all of the doors on this coach can be accessed via keyless entry. I also like that the headlights are a new updated switch and not that old 1970s Ford or Chevy truck knob switch that a lot of coaches, even up until very recently, have used. There's also a day and night electric shade for that big panoramic one-piece windshield. So the seals up on the roof look excellent. And we have 3 15,000 BTU air conditioners that are also equipped to be used as heat pumps. You'll notice we have a digital antenna as well as a WineGuard satellite dish. You'll also notice 3 separate vents for the 3 fantastic fan vents in the coach. And there's a quick disconnect for solar power as well. So you can easily set up solar power on top of this roof. And the quick disconnect that it is equipped with is nice because it reduces the likelihood of incurring leaks, and it's as simple as plug and play. And even though they're completely covered in pollen along with the rest of the bus, the slide out toppers are all in excellent condition and aren't showing any signs of tearing or cracking. And this is a one-piece fiberglass roof. Starting in the driver rear compartment, you'll find your 4 Lifeline coach side batteries. We also have a 50 amp power service on an electric reel, and next door to that, we have our DEF fluid compartment. The plumbing bay has a water pump button, so you can toggle that on and off, and the water pump is actually located in the bottom right of the compartment. And in the top right of the compartment, we have our valve that switches between city water and tank fill, which will redirect the water that you put in your coach from going into your tank versus giving you city pressure in the bus. There's a FlowPure water filter. Now down below, the water/antifreeze inlet is where you can put water in the coach to either use as city pressure or to redirect into your freshwater tank to fill it. Now it says antifreeze on there because you can also use the bypass on the right to allow antifreeze to go into the system, so you can pump in antifreeze and easily winterize your coach. And to the left of that, we have a black tank flush, so you can keep your black tank sensors super clean. And to keep your hands clean, you have a nice outside shower on the left of the compartment. The bottom left of the compartment has 2 low point drains to drain the water pressure out of the plumbing system in the coach. And of course, the main dump for your black and gray tanks is down in the bottom of the bay. So both of the cargo bays have full slide trays that go out on both sides of the coach. And the second cargo bay sort of has a refrigerator door style where there's no frame in the middle where the 2 doors meet. And this gives you a massive opening that allows you to get a lot more things into this bay than if you had a frame beam in the middle. Now in the first pass-through storage compartment, we have both an extension cord that has 3 ports on it and a light that's at the end of an extension cord that you can reel out. And it also has an electrical port on it. The first bay behind the driver's side front wheel is where an AquaHot 400D hydronic heating system is located. That will provide you with continuous hot water and will give you furnace heat via heat exchangers throughout the bus. And there's also an AquaHot heat exchanger down in the bays that can automatically kick on based upon what you set a thermostat at. And we're going to talk more about that on the other side. And the very front bay on the driver's side of this coach is where your hydraulic system is located. And remember, all 3 of these slides are hydraulic, which I really like because you need that extra power, especially for a full wall slide. And the leveling system is also hydraulic. The 10,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator that has an automatic gen start system is on a push button slide. And the part of the body that normally slides out with the generator actually goes up and out of the way, which gives you a little more space around the generator. Overall, having a generator slide and a large opening out in the front of the coach like this makes life a lot easier when it comes to servicing. Oh, and there's only 519 hours on this generator, and it runs smooth as butter. The passenger rear compartment is where we have a 2000 watt Magnum inverter, and this will give you 120 power to your refrigerator, all your 120 outlets, your microwave, and things of that nature, and essentially everything 120 except for your air conditioners. It also acts as a smart charger for your coach side batteries and is the brains behind the AGS system. Now in front of the passenger side dually, we have access to our water tank and a gravity fill, so you can fill the freshwater tank from both sides of the bus. And in our huge pass-through storage compartment on the left side is where our AquaHot thermostat is for the bays. So this will automatically kick the AquaHot on and come up to a certain temperature set by the thermostat. And then of course we have our other pass-through storage compartment, and then another small storage compartment that's not pass-through but is still a nice contribution to storage that we have because our entertainment center is up above in the passenger side front slide out. I'm I'm afraid that's all I have today for this 2016 Thor Tuscany 44MT. If you're interested in this bus, I will display my cell phone number that you can shoot me a text or give me a call on at your convenience. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel to see more of this type of content. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.